Hi students, welcome to this task called Domino Tower. So here we have a picture of some dominoes, which is what our task is going to be about. Okay, so before we begin, let's just look over some vocabulary words for any ESL or ELL learners. So these are some dominoes, and typically this is a game that people play, and you have to match up the dots. But another thing that people do is actually set them up so that they topple or knock down or push over the next domino. Okay, and that's kind of like the idea of the task that we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so let me just show you a picture of what that looks like sometimes. Okay, so the idea is that one domino pushes into the next one, and then it creates like a chain effect where it keeps toppling over things. Okay, another thing that we have to be aware of and just remind ourselves is that we have meters. Okay, so just a reminder that a meter is like, this big. Okay, like those wooden meter sticks. One meter is 1,000 millimeters or 100 centimeters. Okay, so just a reminder as well that on our regular, rulers that we have, the millimeter is the smallest little increment. That's a millimeter, so really, really small. Centimeters are a little bit bigger, right? Like maybe around this big, okay? So there's 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter. So you might have to do some unit conversions in order to work through this activity. Okay, so let's get started and let's take a look at this. Okay, so here we have some dominoes, and I'm just going to kind of talk over this person. Okay, so the idea here is that a smaller domino can topple. Sorry, give me a second. A smaller domino can knock over or topple a domino that is up to 1.5 times as large in every dimension. Okay? So here we have a chain of dominoes. Each of these dominoes is 1.5 times larger than the previous domino. Okay, and this tiny little domino, it is 5 millimeters tall, so like half a centimeter. It is 2 millimeters thick, 2 millimeters wide, and 1 millimeter thick, so teeny tiny. Okay, so he's just placing that down there. Okay, and what we'll notice is that the next one over is 1.5 times bigger, and then the next one is 1.5 times bigger. Okay, so he's just carefully placing each of these dominoes in line. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there, and I want you to think, what are we going to do here? What do you think is going to happen? Okay, so take a few moments and think about that. Okay, so what do you notice and what do you wonder? Okay, next up, okay, so now I'm going to play this next video, okay, and he's actually going to topple it over. He's going to push things over. Okay, ready? So he pushes the first one, makes some really good clinking noises, and then boom, the last one falls down. Okay, really cool, really interesting. Okay, so this was 13 dominoes, and he's saying that if he had 29 dominoes, it would be able to topple over a domino that is as tall as the Empire State Building. Okay, so if there were something like 29 dominoes, you would be able to topple the Empire State Building. This is really tall, one of the taller buildings in New York. It's pretty iconic, meaning it's a really big landmark, an interesting building that people go to see. Okay, but we live in Canada and we are more familiar with the CN Tower. Okay, and so let's take a look instead at the CN Tower. Okay, so here's the CN Tower. How many dominoes will it take to knock down the CN Tower, which is in Toronto? Okay, so we need to have some information. First of all, the first domino, as I mentioned, is 5 millimeters tall, 2 millimeters wide, and 1 millimeter thick. Okay, now we also need to know how tall the CN tower is. Okay, so and also we know that each domino is 1.5 times the size of the one before it in all of its dimensions. Okay, so this is multiplied by 1.5, this one is multiplied by 1.5, and this one is multiplied by 1.5. Okay, now we also know that the CN tower is 533 meters tall. Okay, so your task is to figure out how many dominoes will it take to knock down the CN tower if we know that this first domino is this tall, wide, and thick. Okay, so you're going to open up a Google Doc, you're going to write down some all your calculations, any work that you do, you write it down, and then you submit that to the teacher or you upload it to the Google Classroom. Okay, have fun with this.